Every time I release a video about the cheapest electric cars in the world, people still complain that the prices are too high. Well, what about the used EVs then? Unlike the common misconception leads us to believe, many of them are sold on the aftermarket with low mileage and consequently intact batteries, which are at times still covered by manufacturer warranties. Let's explore the most affordable options currently available on the market, and I bet that this time you won't be able to say that paying $5,000 for an EV is way too much. Subscribe to Automotive Territory, ring the bell not to miss the upcoming videos about electric cars, and enjoy the ride! BMW i3. The first mass-production BEV from BMW is a 5-door subcompact hatch that rides on the company-built monocoque chassis with carbon fiber-reinforced plastic bodywork and clamshell doors. The car made its debut in 2014, sporting a 170-horsepower electric motor, rear-wheel drive, a 22 kWh battery, and a standard 7.4 kW onboard charger. In addition, the 2015 and 2016 models are among the few older EVs that you will be able to find with fast charging capabilities. However, if you're looking for a car with more range, we recommend looking into the RAX version of the i3 with a 34-horsepower 647cc engine that works to recharge the batteries, comes paired with a 2-gallon fuel tank, and extends the range from 81 to 150 miles. Regardless of whether you want a pure BEV i3 or would rather go for the RAX, be prepared for the pricing starting from $13,000 and solid mileage around 50k. Nissan Leaf. On the market since 2011, for a long time, the first-generation Leaf was considered the best-selling electric vehicle in the world, so you'll have no trouble finding both CPO and non-CPO models on the market. Typically, the available trims are S, SV, and SL, all powered by a single 110-horsepower motor with 210 pound-feet of torque. As a standard, they come with a 24 kWh battery with up to 85 miles of range when new. The kit onboard charger is 3.3 kW, but starting from 2013, you should be able to find models with a 6.6 kW chargers. Depending on the mileage, model year, and warranty coverage, your used Leaf could cost as little as 45 grand, though newer 2016 and 2017 models with 10 to 20,000 miles, larger 30 kWh battery, and 107 miles of original range increase the pricing to about 15 grand. Beware that all the Leafs suffer from lack of battery cooling, so chances are that the used units could come with a significantly degraded batteries. Chevrolet Bolt EV. You shouldn't be baffled by the higher pricing of the Bolt, since it joined the EV family as recently as 2017 and offers the range at least twice as long as the competitors. Interestingly, there is no consensus on how to categorize this Chevy. The manufacturer refers to it as a crossover, but at the same time, it is classified as a spacious hatchback or a station wagon with an adequate interior room. The used selection is powered by a 60 kWh battery and a 200 horsepower motor with the EPA estimated 238 miles of range and 7 seconds 0 to 60 acceleration times. The Bolt was sold under the Opel Ampere moniker in Europe and was recognized as the car of the year in 2017. Bear in mind that many used Bolts do not come with a fast charging, which was an optional update back in the day. But if you do manage to find a unit with this feature, it can reduce 90 miles of range in just 30 minutes. Renault Zoe. Unlike the majority of quirky-looking EVs, the Zoe and its egg-shaped design are genuinely loved and cherished by the fans of convenient city transportation. Originally, the Super Mini was fueled by a 22 kWh battery good to cover up to 93 miles on a charge, but through the years, the battery capacity was gradually increased, reaching 50 kWh in 2019. Most likely, the affordable models that will get on your shopping radar were produced before June 2015. They are powered by a single electric motor that generates 88 horses and 162 pound-feet of torque. Courtesy of the unique charging tech called the Chameleon, this EV could be charged at any power level up to 43 kilowatts. It is worth mentioning that the most appealing price offerings of the Zoe might be actually sold without a battery, which will have to be leased from the manufacturer. Plus, like any other Renault, this car is not sold in the US. Kia Soul EV. The Korean electric car first appeared on the market in 2014, and unlike other vehicles in its class, it boasted a rather roomy cabin, quality interior materials, and generous cargo space. Currently, any used Soul EV comes powered by an electric motor that generates 109 horsepower and 211 pound-feet of torque. Though do not expect to enjoy instant torque delivery and true EV driving dynamics, since this mini crossover was designed to make the battery use as efficient as possible. Equipped with a 30 kWh battery, the first generation of the vehicle is estimated to cover up to 93 miles on a single charge. Since then, the model received 2 updates. The 2018 one increased the range by 10% and added a standard rear-view camera and a 5-inch touchscreen, while the upcoming 2021 will introduce twice as powerful motor and battery. Still, with the expected price tag closer to $40,000, you should consider spending 3 times less by opting for the 2015 through 2017 unit. VW e-Golf. Without a doubt, an electric version of the VW's best-selling hatchback is a compliance car. Good-looking and comfortable on the inside, but with a significantly decreased boot space, which accommodates the battery. Nevertheless, this electric vehicle is one of the most popular models in Europe and in North America, with used options being sold at a third of the initial price. Originally, the e-Golf was released with a 26.5 kWh battery, good for mere 83 miles of range. Plus, there was a follow-up facelift in 2017, which boosted the motor power and battery size to 35.8 kWh, increasing the single charge distance to 125 miles. The most widespread used variants of today include 2015 through 2016 model years. All the options are still covered by the battery warranty, which protects from the loss of more than 30% of charging capacity for up to 8 years or 100,000 miles. If you want to speed up the electric cars revolution, make sure to like this video and watch it till the end. More affordable EVs are waiting for you down the road. Let's keep going! Chevrolet Spark EV. Like many of its competitors in the compact electric vehicle segment, the Chevrolet Spark EV was built on the basis of an existing car with a gasoline engine. However, the electric model was much more powerful than its 84-horsepower oil-burning sibling. The Spark EV's electric motor gives it 130 ponies that drive the front wheels, while the amount of torque generated is 400 pound-feet. Yes, you did hear that right. The tiny daily commuter whops out the same torque as the Ford Mustang GT. However, do not expect to obliterate the front tires into smoke, as a single-gear ratio transmission optimizes the EV for more efficiency. The range, however, is still rather moderate, with up to 82 miles on a single charge, so finding the used Spark with an optional 0 to 80% 20 minutes fast DC charging can make a huge difference. Fiat 500e. This 3-door Fiat was launched in 2013 to follow California regulations for automakers, so Fiat has spent no money on updating it ever since. Still available for purchase or lease only in California and Oregon, the new 500e looks and drives pretty much the same as any of its older siblings. So if you're on the market for a tiny electric 4-seater, one of the 2014 through 2018 cars might be the right choice. The hatchback comes powered by a 111 horsepower motor that drives the front wheels and is juiced by a 24 kWh liquid-cooled battery. The range is estimated at 83 miles on a charge, while the battery replenishment takes 4 hours with a standard 6.6 kW module at 240 volts. Considering the pricing of under $10,000, down from $32,000, the 500e is a worthy buy, but with only around 30,000 units sold, it is a rather rare find on the market of used EVs. Mitsubishi i-MiEV. Such models as i-MiEV are often criticized for creating a stigma about electric cars being ugly and having golf cart characteristics. But this Mitsubishi was one of the first genuine attempts to bring to the market an affordable highway-capable electric city commuter. The model was introduced in Japan more than a decade ago, and the sales later expanded to the international markets. Moreover, the rebadged versions of i-MiEV were sold in Europe under Peugeot Ion and Citroën C0 monikers. The current pre-owned selection ranges between 2012 and 2016 model years, lands between 5 and 10 grand, and is characterized by rather low mileage. For the money, you will get a 99-mile CV with 66 horsepower and 145 pound-feet of torque motor and 30 minutes recharge time. This 4-seater has 8 cubic feet of cargo space, but when the rear row is folded, its practicality is boosted to 30 cubic feet. Volkswagen e-Up. The VW Up is one of those super compact hatchbacks that characterize the modern European landscape of city commuters. Its electric version, the i-MiEV, was brought to the market in 2013 with the same dimensions as the gasoline counterpart, seating 4 people. The powertrain consists of an 80 horsepower, 155 pound-feet of torque motor and an 18.7 kWh battery, good for 80 miles on a charge. This configuration can do 81 miles per hour and will get to 16 mph in 11.9 seconds. The external dimensions doom the interior to be crowded, but it still feels rather cozy. It must be mentioned that the latest generation of the i-MiEV was introduced for the 2020 model year, boosting the range to 146 miles and receiving one of the lowest prices on the market of 22,000 euros before incentives. However, for this kind of money, you can still buy from 2 to 4 used models. Tesla Model S. You might have noticed a trend that the majority of electric cars released prior to 2018 have significantly depreciated, mostly due to the rapid development of the EV segment during the recent years. Tesla mass-market cars, on the other hand, seem to hold their value very well, courtesy of the 8 years or 125,000 miles battery warranty and over-the-air updates. The Model S sedan has been produced since 2012, receiving a facelift in 2016 that removed the black nose cone from the front fascia. Through the years, the battery and powertrain configurations of this premium EV have been constantly changing, so a buyer today has a wide selection of pre-owned options that have at least 200 miles of range, support fast charging, and have very dynamic driving characteristics. The CPO variants start from 2014 model year, from $34,000, but you can also find on the aftermarket 25 grand units with a rather high mileage. Alright, now it is time to make a decision. Are used electric cars too expensive? And would you risk buying one with a slightly degraded battery? Share your thoughts regarding this matter in the comments below. Make a push towards the electric future by liking and sharing this video. Subscribe to Automotive Territory, ring the bell, and as always, may the torque be with you!